Yeah, I don't have any good footage of the beginning. I did save it, but the audio didn't come out right, so I'd rather just do it fresh. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you should skip to part 1 and watch this at the end. I'd have to put it in like a separate category. I don't really know how to. I'll make it like part 0. So yeah, we'll start a new game, and this was such a good hard mode though. Now his face is kind of bugging out. It was kind of lagging a bit too when I tested it. I'm not sure why that is. We beat the whole thing and now we can't come back to enjoy it. So we'll beat the whole first area just so I have footage of it. As if people would dispute me of having done it when, again, I beat the whole rest of the game and I had that on video. But I didn't upload like part 1 of me beating the first area. Basically I got to the ballroom. So just basically beat the baby is all I gotta do. Kick the baby. It's interesting that the bosses end up being the easiest part of it, too. Right, because they're basically unchanged. Mechanically, it's like the hidden mansion, but, you know, damage-wise and everything. You start off here, and this is kind of funny, because you're... It also stutters for a minute here, so you have to wait. I don't really remember what lets you move here, but like, I can't move right now. I'm trying to. But yeah, it looks like you're riding the vacuum, but you're actually not. Just because you don't have it yet, so it's still... takes that into account, which is awesome. Look how you're bouncy on the stairs. Yeah, I don't know why it's stuttering a little bit this time around, but whatever. Maybe when you first start, it's just trying to get the hang of what kind of madness is in store. It just can't contain it. So yeah, the first area is not too bad, but it was a bit of a shock to the system to see how it's going to be. Hidden Mansion, which I don't know super well. I'm sure I had done it at some point, but that's been so long. Basically, it felt fresh to me. Like, I was like, damn, there's actually 3 phases in this room, or, you know, whatever. As we went on, I had no idea. You can also slide while picking up the key, which is kind of like... What's the other game where something like that happens? Where you... I think it's Wind Waker, where you pick stuff up and he does like a 360 or some weird animation when you're picking up items. But this is just going to be the cutscene with Egad. As for Destin, I mean, we can skip through all this. We've obviously seen this a million times in the main game, but also done in the hard mode. It just starts off nice and easy. They give you like 1 of each color in the first room, and then it becomes an absolute nightmare. I couldn't believe, as the game progressed, just how hard it was getting. I won't say it's like the hardest hard mode I've ever done, but it's up there. Maybe because I haven't done some that are... Well, no, I've done a lot of hard shit, but... Like the Astral Observatory and the... Astral Observatory and the other one. Oh, let's try to get all 10. But we can't because they'll kick back. I don't think we even can do it. This is the real hard mode right here. Try to get every single one, which might be literally impossible. Because if they fight back in like a group of 3 or 4, it might be impossible to maintain. Yeah, 1 at a time we could do it all day. Although with some of them you can't even do that. Like the blue ones are super hard fighters. These guys don't fight too hard. Even the pink ones are moderate. Sometimes they do. I hated those grabby ones. Those were some of the most annoying because you can't anticipate it with your flashlight. Fuck. Well, there goes the perfect run already. He's laughing at me failing. Maybe he would do that no matter what, but... Damn it. I wanted to get all 10. It's just amazing how seamlessly the game works with this. Well, there were some questions, but... I mean, the idea of sucking them works the same way. It's just a lot longer. They fight back. You can still get knocked down. You can take 3 or 4 or 5 at once. Here we go. Here's the 5. Ah, fuck. It auto-corrected there. I wasn't even moving the flashlight. Whatever. 3, come on. There were 5 right there, so... I don't know what he actually says when you get all 10. I've obviously done it before, but not in this mode. Okay, forget the gallery. Now, it won't actually say Hidden Mansion. Actually, it might. Because I have beaten the game, so don't you unlock it by doing that? But even though it doesn't say it, it obviously is. And you can tell by... Well, it'll be mirrored, but it'll also be... Okay, hang on. We gotta unlock the save. How would you tell it's the Hidden Mansion? Oh, you could tell by the first room because it'll spawn like a pink one and a blue one, which it doesn't normally do. You'll notice right away the kind of BS we're dealing with. But it was really fun. When I say it's BS, that doesn't mean I didn't like the hard mode. It's just I was kind of in awe of it at times. Now what they say has a bit more menace to it because they're really coming at you with all they got. This isn't a kid's game anymore, as I named one of my videos. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, this is a kid's game as much as being a GM in chess is a kid's game. Some kids do it, but that doesn't mean it's meant for them. So you start off nice orange one, and you're almost baited into a sense of, oh, it's not going to be that hard. It's going to be almost the same thing. I guess if you knew the Hidden Mansion better, you might not be that surprised, but that's what also made it fresh, because whether I've done that or not in the past, I definitely didn't remember it when I was playing through this. It had been many, many years since even playing the game regular. Well, maybe not the regular game, but certainly that mode. I think I might have only ever beaten it once on Hidden Mansion mode. Because once you've done it, I mean, it's the same old thing. This is such a great way to get closure on a game that you've beaten many times. Like, sure, I could just beat it every year for Halloween as like a tradition, which I would sometimes do, just for fun. But to do it on this hard mode, or any kind of hard mode in any game, is a way to really push it to the next level and make you remember it. It's not just beating a game you've beaten before, it's really changing it into something new and nightmarish even. We get the blue one as well here. Well, let's do a permadeath floor at least, or level, like, we won't... The second room is actually pretty damn hard, come to think of it. So you can suck up the mice, which for a while I didn't realize. The fact that they stop coming. I thought they'd just keep coming forever, which is kind of how it should work. But if you suck them for long enough, they actually stop coming. See, now he's going to be impossible to take in one go. He's way too much of a fighter. Rocky Balboa over here, he just won't give it up. So yeah, I'm much more coordinated with the movement of the vacuum. I guess it's just muscle memory than I was at the beginning. I had no idea how to deal with this at the beginning. The trick basically becomes move as little as possible throughout the game. The more you move, the worse it is, because you're just going to be bouncing, sliding. Even times when you stand still, it's kind of like you'll float in the wall. Like I'm standing still in the wall, but he floats. I'm not moving. But he moves on his own. So if you're trying to hide away and not aggro more in a room with a ton of them at once, that's really tricky. You have to hold yourself moving against the wall even as you're standing still, just to keep them from spawning. I guess I don't know my buttons offhand. Why can't I leave? How do you exit this? Alright, so we'll try to do it without dying, which means we're not gonna heal, which is risky. This room is tough. This is probably the toughest room we're gonna do. I mean, there's nothing on the other side except for the portrait ghosts, which are a joke. So yeah, portrait ghosts and bosses end up being a sigh of relief, actually. They're quite easy. I mean, after some of the stuff I've done, it seems like a joke, but it's still... I guess what this is sort of the learning curve moment, right? The difficulty spike. This is the room where you realize you got to do things a bit differently. You can't just face roll it and go through and suck everything up. You have to really think about what you're doing and plan it out. So it's not even so much that it's a super hard room, but it's a super jarring room when you're doing it for the first time. This is where a lot of people might get stuck. When the pink ones come, you have to not aggro them, or you have to be very strategic about how you deal with them. I think the easiest way is we can just not go in the middle of the room, stay on one side, take him out, and then wait for the other one. I guess the only thing that could have made this harder is if you remove the extra sucking power, but I think you get that by default on Hidden Mansion mode. So we already aggro 2, which is kind of weird. I thought you could stay here and only aggro 1. I'm not going to get so cocky as to try to take both together, but basically I won't let him pull me to the left side because there's at least one more. So there's 3 pink ghosts here, potentially. Stay in the corner. This is the foolproof technique. You don't have to be that aggressive and go in there, but it's okay. Now we'll aggro the 3rd one. Yep, there you go. That's not what I wanted to do, but should be alright. I mean, we took 7 of these in one room. And that was the sealed room. 7 of them together. What an absolute clown show that was, but we did it. This is only about half as hard, not even. Of course, the more there are, it multiplies with the scare animation. You're in fear half the time, so you barely have time to move, let alone go in for a hit. Yeah, we were going for a double take. We couldn't do it. Kind of split us. I don't know how, because they were right on top of each other. There's so much nuance to this you might not notice in the main game that you'll see here. You get knocked down there, that's a death sentence animation, because you can't do anything to get out of it, so you can't let that happen. Where you suck them for too long, so only suck him just long enough and let go on purpose if you feel like he's gonna knock you down. Not with his attack knock you down, but just by breaking out of your suck. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, really? Really? This is really how it's gonna be, huh? What's happening, dude? Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to do the next room anyway. I'm actually failing to just redo the first level now in one shot. I mean, I guess I can get health if these drop it, but I was trying to just do it in one go. That might carry us the whole way. Come on, pull it together. We've done the whole game like this, and we can't even do a dinky second room on the first level. Like, give me some hearts, though. I really could use them. Oh, was that from the drawer, or was that from him? So we could check the lights, too. Oh, shit. They're trying to carry me. But I took way more there than I needed to. But like I said, that's the hardest room. The rest is just portrait ghosts and the boss. So if I could just... You don't even need a key for that. And you can even go outside. Weird. So you can just skip that room? You'd think I'd know that by now. Veteran of the game, by the way. We picked up 1 gold bar and nothing else. So, how many he really spawn here? I'm sure there's some of the banana throwers. He's kind of stuck in a weird spot where we might actually be able to take him in one shot for once. He's just completely stuck. We're exploiting. We just started and we're already exploiting the game. Like the elemental cheese, but that's completely part of the game and something you can do even in the original. The funny thing is I never noticed that you even could do it, where you can just tap and keep stun locking them for their full health with very little resource used. And the reason why I never realized that is because they don't have enough health to even justify it or try it. That one you can just get rid of altogether. What is it? Oh, it's an invisible one? Really? I don't remember that. In this room. Mirror room flashbacks. That was one of the difficulty spike moments as well. Huh. As if they would do this in only the third room. But these you can take in one shot. They don't fight much. I just don't know what else is going to spawn, if anything. This is the last room with actual real combat. And we just get the jokes of portrait ghosts. It would have been fun too if they added some kind of mechanic to them, but that would be too hard to do, I bet. Actually make them tougher, or just add adds to them. Like a whole bunch of ghosts combined with the fight. So just copy the nearest room or a room of that particular level and make it similar to that. While you fight the portrait ghost, you have to deal with the regular ghost too. At least until you kill the portrait ghost, but either way that would make it interesting. Because they're all cool, like in terms of flavor, but they don't really do much to make the fight tough. There's very few that are actually tough to beat. Yeah, we can get him in one shot, as I said, but I'm failing to do it pretty spectacularly. Yeah, imagine doing this without the bonus damage that you get in the Hidden Mansion anyway. Or in New Game Plus, or whatever the reason is. That might be the only way to make it harder, really. Or use like that Van Gogh thing where it spawns everything at once. But with this amount of HP, that might be kind of ludicrous. Okay, for some reason I'm not able to do anything, so that's fine. Wow, there's more? Like they just want to troll you hardcore. Dude, what? I don't remember this room being this tough. Okay, I'll take it. The fuck? They're actually trying to give me flashbacks of the mirror room, and the mirror in this room is so small. Like how do you expect me to do this? I see him spawn there, so you gotta back off. Take one at a time, preferably the same one, but it might be too hard to really manage that. Oh, bad judgment, bad judgment. What the fuck? Well, we have 22 HP to do the entire rest of the level, so after getting bailed out by some hearts, we're kind of throwing. I'm surprised they're this hard to kill, too. I don't remember this being the case. That was a good catch there with the light. I'm taking this too casual. It's like, do they know who they're playing against? We beat Van Gogh with 5 of each ghost with 200 HP each, which I think I calculated is more HP in that one room, that one encounter, than the entire game, the entire original game. If you count out every regular ghost you suck, like not portrait ghosts, because those kind of equalize each other out. Okay, where's the other one? He just doesn't want to show up. Cool. Sometimes they do that. They'll just not show up. Okay, okay. I can't even... That's the worst thing, too. They grab you, but then you can't find them. Even though he's right there, I couldn't latch onto him. Their hitbox is super magnetic, and yours is impossible to land. Definitely my most hated enemy type. I would imagine this is the end of the room, but who knows with this, man. Can we just get a simple suck? A simple single suck, please. My god. Totally getting PTSD of the mirror room. We have to do this with way more of them. Although, there is actually more room to move around in there. We don't even really want that one right now. Totally gonna miss it at close range. Like, this is the kind of stuff, man. The rotation slower than the rotation of the Earth when he's riding this vacuum. Although he does turn really slow anyway, even in the normal game. Good times, man. Good times. You don't find a series like this every day. Fuck, man. Just gotta time it right, but if you miss it, you're gonna get hit. At least there I flashed him. You'd rather be late than early, because if you're early, you'll miss and then he'll hit you. You won't flash him out. Pretty spectacular moment right here. He has 8 HP, but I don't want to greed for it. Greed is the biggest killer in any kind of hard mode, or even hard games like Dark Souls in general. Okay, we're dead. We pretty much deserve to be anyway. Like, what is happening right now? You can't really double take him. If you miss, you're just done for. So why take a chance? Yeah, we don't even want that one, but it's kind of forcing our hand. They're just kind of trolling us. They're like adaptively knowing that one's lower on HP than the other, so they're actively trying to get me to suck the other one. Which is not true, but man. Yeah, just kill me, dude. I'm just dog shit, so. So bad, dude. Well, at least we're not doing it permadeath then. Yeah, speaking of which, how easy this is, that nobody would doubt that I could do it, by the way. Even I'm doubting it now. I guess I'm just impatient because it's not supposed to be a big deal, but as you can see. And now because of the vacuum, you float back into the hitbox of that. Okay. There's quite a bit more in this room than I thought there would be. We did save it after these two, which is nice. You don't actually get a key here. You just go through. We don't have much HP, so... There's a blue one, which maybe we got a little lucky taking him because he sort of got stuck, but maybe he gets stuck again, which is interesting. No, not this time. Well, will the other one spawn at the same time? I hope not. Let's not open the closets to find out if that triggers it. Like triggering the treasure ghost. Although we might do it by accident if he gets too close to them anyway. That wasn't a bad take. So you gotta flash this guy out. Let's try to get these in one hit, but we can't even attach to him. There's something about this enemy type that is super evasive and also super clingy, where they can latch onto you very easily. Even when it feels like they definitely shouldn't. It does kind of trigger me. This was the most annoying one. I mean, any room involving these, the projector room, the mirror room, it's not even about being able to see them or not, although that certainly doesn't help. It's just the fact that they're so evasive and so accurate and quick. It doesn't take them any wind up, like winding up a punch. They just get you and you're just done. So we're gonna have to deal with two of them together, right? Isn't that what this phase is? Or is there another phase after this? There might be. There's gonna be another set of two. So there's 4 total, which is kind of hard to believe at this early juncture. A great combination to increase HP with the fact that every room is stacked to the brim with mobs, and obviously the combinations of them can be a lot more difficult. Not as many orange ghosts and banana ghosts. I did like that in the Astral Observatory room, though. The fact that there were so many banana throwers at once. I don't think you see that many at once until Van Gore, then. There's 5 of everything. They should have just made it like that, where you fight all 5 at once, too. Of everything, like 35. The game would just crash, probably. That looks good to me. Doesn't bother me at all. Now we wait. Gotta go firm, decisive hits. Now we're getting our rhythm. Flash him out, because we didn't have the reaction time to get it there. You have to know your limit sometimes. And that is my limit of being able to hit him at point blank range, apparently. Okay. Apparently I'm just stupid and I can't do anything right. This is where the HP makes it hard to greed for. It's like, oh, I just want to finish one off, but if you do, you'll keep getting hit. They just hit you through everything. Because sometimes you can be an expert at dodging, like, punches and stuff in motion while sucking, right? If the pink one comes to punch you now, you can avoid it by letting them drag you away strategically. Like, if you stop sucking. But with these, they just latch onto you. They don't even care. Okay, I think there it's worth it to go for it. And this should be the end, but who knows? There could be another 5 phases. Jesus Christ. We almost ran right into him. It wouldn't have killed us, though, anyway. So our permadeath attempt failed, but this is just for archival purposes, I suppose. So I can just... Oh yeah, there's the key. So I'll make this like episode 0, just so that people don't get confused. I'm finally finishing the uploads of that series now, months long after we actually beat it. Yeah, now all we have to do is scooch over. To the top floor, and this part's super easy because it's just the portrait ghost. Nothing's really too different about them. It is mirrored as well. Oh, we get a little cutscene here. Then of course we'll do our blackout challenge after this as well. Which is, oh, I think I forget which room is which then. You're gonna get killed by a fake door. What do you even have to do here? You wait for him to yawn, or you mess up his boat. There it is. Not very hard. We get all gold portraits? Probably not on the boss. I forget how it works. It doesn't matter how much damage you take or how much you go in with on the boss. Like if you don't get hit, but if you start at 1 HP, or if you start at 99, like I don't know how it takes that into account. The safest way to be sure would just be to... As he even struggles to pick up the key because the vacuum gets in the way or something. It's just not expecting you to do that. So it should be on the bottom then, right? If it's mirrored. Or I have no idea. What is the button for... Fuck, dude. That actually kind of matters a little bit. I don't know which one it is. I thought it was on the other side. Alright, whatever. I'm confusing what's mirrored and what's not mirrored anymore, because I don't remember. We'll take you to 100 to 0, and then we will save it before the boss on the off chance that we actually do die. Quite an uninspired, pathetic showing from someone who is a veteran who's actually beaten this, even on this difficulty, regardless of time elapsed. Alright, so last boss. Then we'll probably have to beat Boolossus to actually get to the blackout section. Oh god, lost to a rat. That would be the way to go. We may as well get a little bit of HP. Don't want any room for error here. I don't know if I should call it episode 0 or bonus episode. Like, I don't want people to watch it first necessarily. But just in case they question my hard mode integrity, like, oh, you skipped the beginning somehow. And for some reason. As if that would be the part you'd really want to skip. In some ways, you could even construe the fact that you have the vacuum as an advantage. Once you really get used to it, you can be really fast and do things that you couldn't normally do. Like you could just slide all the way across the room and get momentum off the bounces. Of course, I preferred to be more of a homebody and just stay in one place, but conceptually speaking, you could benefit from it too. And here's an example where you can get hurt from it. Just knocks you right back in the trajectory of the chandelier. That'd be only the second time I've lost to a chandelier. Oh, please have a 50 heart. I don't think it will, though. I don't know. It's not very much. I hate to say it. First, you got to do the horse. It's kind of laughable how easy the bosses are, though, compared. Because even if they had 200 HP, so what? It doesn't even matter. It'd be 100 versus 200. For King Boo, too, that would be a non-issue. Losing to a baby. Look at this, dude. We'll do a perma-hit attempt. I can't even get it, though. It's the kind of stuff that throws you off. I got it once. Fuck. I almost did it in one motion without trying to let go. Oh, come on. I was trying to shoot it. Ah. There we go. Come on. 6 HP. I can't get hit. And in fact, sometimes he'll drag you on the ground and damage you that way. So that might be enough to finish me off. I forget how that works exactly, but... Oh, man. Just the way the vacuum looks under him is quite amusing there. He might actually have 200 HP, I forget. Pretty much the portrait goats only have 100, but the bosses might still have 200. And of course King Boo still has like 500 or whatever, not... They're not going to lower it arbitrarily like that. And a lot of the boos that you catch... Oh yeah, that animation is new to the Hidden Mansion as well, if I'm not mistaken. Fuck me. Okay. We just go in there with a bit more health so I don't have to worry about that. This is pretty embarrassing. I guess you'd have to quit out to do it? I don't even know. We're kind of health degenerating. I don't know what you'd even call it. Like health scumming? Instead of save scumming, we're health scumming. Do you really have to quit out? Or I thought you could just go in and out of a door. I don't think you have to quit out. I think the way that I did it was almost like a Dark Soulsian mechanic where like by dying to the boss you get more souls if you keep picking them up. So in the end you'll eventually be able to get stronger even if you're only just dying to the same boss over and over. The run back's going to give you extra souls. So in this case what you'd be doing is every time you die you could get more health and save it. So you could go in with 10 more health. But that obviously caps out when you're full. It's not like you're leveling up. I mean, 36 isn't bad, but I don't remember if this really works. It just did, but I don't know how often the heart's gonna come back. What is... I mean, I guess 36 is okay if I actually conserve it, which I'm not very good at doing. I'm actually struggling here, though. This is kind of ugly. I mean, the hardest room is definitely that second room. Although the third room is not chopped liver either. The one with the banana throwers, or it used to have banana throwers. That's where that enemy type gets introduced anyway. Donkey Kong Ghost, or whatever it's supposed to be. You use the Rocky Horsey and then try to get that ball a little bit smoother. Oh, he's gonna... If you could time it perfectly, you could pick up the ball and throw it during the cutscene, like, as he's getting up there. Or just have it at the ready. Pretty good shot. Okay, we have 36, so we can always take one hit here. That should be more than enough. Yeah, this was the series that made me a streamer again. I felt like doing this. I hadn't streamed in a few years. I'm like, I feel like playing this, and it was just about Halloween too. So everything kind of fell in place, and so I'm saying if I'm gonna play it anyway, I may as well just stream it. Could be interesting. And I never looked back. Been streaming every day since, so it was quite a beautiful... If I hadn't enjoyed the series so much, I might not have done that. So I definitely picked the right one to do. Alright, we gotta be careful. He's gonna do the zigzag, so just go all the way across. See, the speed at which I'm moving here is unnatural. Luigi cannot move this fast normally. He's zipping across the map. So you gotta find the right ball. Like with the second boss, you gotta find the right boss. Now you have to find the right ball. I think it's that one. At 200, which means we certainly can't take him too quickly. Even if we do 50 each time, it'll take 4 tries. And he did a little recoil type damage. I don't know what it was. Oh shit, he's going super fast, dude. You can just stay really off to the side, I think, and he won't hit you. Again, it's hard to get used to some of the... Wow, dude. To the movement controls with how fast you're going. Almost too fast to control. I'm gonna die to a ball. Oh, I think it was the ball that hit me, actually. We get 150 health in one go. Obviously we can't. He's gonna drag us and kill us that way somehow. He's gonna take 2 more tries at least, possibly more. We can't get can't quite get an exact 50. We're always a little bit short. Oh, he baits you like that, dude. Come on. You can stay on the outer ring and he won't get you there. Come on, can we pull it together? Go to the other side so there's no room for error. Is he gonna summon 2 at once? That's the part that really scares me. If they do that zigzag together. Got the balls. He actually got me. Lost to a ball. A little baby ball. Incredible. Oh, man. This is a bad showing. See, now because we died, we get some health back. Or we should at least. Is this for real, dude? Why can't I get just back to 100? There's never a 50 heart in the baby's room. It doesn't seem like until you beat him, at least. 46, so it'll be 56 now. Not expecting to die, but I haven't been doing too good here. Yeah, so he'll have at least a 10 piece in there. Not bad. Now we can go back and save now, so that if we die, then we'd have even more. But that should not be necessary. I mean, I talk shit about the bosses not being that hard, but I'm saying they're not any harder than they would typically be. I guess the vacuum riding can be a little bit clownish. Nice, dude, nice. There goes the health we just picked up. Okay. Wow. Knock it on the horse and it goes away. Dude, knock it on the table. He's gonna punch me, man. Losing to a dead baby. What the fuck? Oh, he's not actually dead, though, according to the flavor text. I just can't get him. I just can't do it. Like, it's impossible. I can't pick it up. 16 HP. Is it even worth it to try this? That was a bad angle, too, and I got it. Guess we'll keep farming HP if we die. I don't remember struggling with this guy so much the first time. I guess I'm just starting out with less HP than I would typically have. I definitely struggled on the first few rooms more, but... And when he summons 2 of those horsies, and they both do the zigzag, it's almost impossible to avoid. And of course he's doing increased damage or whatever too. This pause screen can have cursed music too. Like it plays whatever's playing in the background. In this case, the baby's theme, but it makes it all distorted and cursed. So you drag him to one side, then you come back to the other side. And you do have enough time to get away. That'd be almost harder if I wasn't riding the vacuum. Right, because you're so fast. So pick up the ball. We have a little bit room for error with these. But not much, dude. What, if we get hit, he doesn't spawn anymore? Okay, cool. Losing to an actual baby. Very fitting. Can I just not get hit? Like, which one looks... Okay, we got hit, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna lose to the ball alone, dude. If we get hit by it 2 more times. It almost seems like you could suck more than this. I'm just not doing a good enough job. Like 50-ish. We definitely got more than last time. We got like 70. But if we do that twice more, that would be it. As long as he doesn't switch directions, that can be what really screws you. He never gets you on the far side if you hug the wall. Now he's not sure where he's going with that. 1 hit is all it takes unless it's from the ball. Then it's only 2 hits. Okay, don't get hit. Don't get hit. Wow. That was a weird vertical angle. Come on, get him for all 130, which is probably not even physically possible. Could we get him with 1 last strike? Probably not. They just hug the wall. And let the horse come and then come back. Shouldn't be able to hit me from there. Please don't do 2 at once. Please don't. I know he does do it, even with that zigzag. Okay, watch out for the balls. I guess they typically don't hit you up here more, but I can't even see. Oh, wow. Okay, we're just farming HP. This is the typical tilt. But this isn't even... This isn't even part of the hard mode. This is more like just the typical hidden mansion stuff. Weird performance, to say the least. Why don't we just get up to 100? Then we should have no problem. So I say. Or let's check inside here. There's maybe sometimes one in the middle or in the lantern. No, not this time. I swear I dropped one in the middle of the fight last time. Oh, there's one. Now we're gonna have 76. Is that enough? It's so much for doing permadeath or perma-hit. We can't even do it, period, right now. Jesus Christ. Guess we're taking it too lightly, but man. That's a lesson you learn quick with one of these. Okay, that should be good enough. Now we'll have 86. If only we don't lose like 20 on the first part, just hitting him with the ball, getting him in the fight. Which has happened a few times now. He'll just punch us. If only this had a 50 piece in there. Too bad. What if I just hit him with the ball in his crib? It's obviously not going to work. How long do you have to do that for? You just have to get closer. 86. So let's just conserve this precious HP. Try to get the ball. Get him from a long range. I'd love to hit him across the room. Like, see how far you can do a trick shot like the billiards guy. Knock it against the wall and hit him from behind from all the way across the room. Alright, so just play this smart like you were doing. I was doing okay, but I mean, I keep getting hit by the balls. I thought coming up would help, but then the camera totally cucks you. Like, this part is kind of weird because you want to try to look for the ball, but if you just stand still, you're better off. Just wait till the end and you're gonna find it anyway. Shouldn't be too eager to try and seek it out, I suppose. You gotta get at least 50, so you're not gonna do it more than 4 times. You could maybe do it in 3 tries if you get like 70, as I did last time. Should be pretty safe here. This is actually the easiest thing. I mean, if you did that all the time, I could just hide in the corner all the way. Alright, we tried to bait it to the one side, but we weren't quick enough. And we just did it again, but we had the invincibility frames. Alright, dude. Where's the ball? I don't know what happened there. I guess I just botched it by getting hit. If you get hit by a ball, he can sometimes just stop spawning them. Or maybe I got hit by the one that was real, which makes it despawn. Come on, dude. Just don't get hit, even though... Dude! I'm literally standing where I was before, and it just happens to hit me there. Standing, by the way, I'm sitting. Lazy Luigi sits on his whole adventure. When has Mario ever done that? I guess in Mario Kart. Even when he uses the EGAD's water thing, what's it called? Flood, he still stands up and doing it. He doesn't ride it. I guess Luigi doesn't ride it officially either, but just against Boolasses, so that's what this is based on. In the PAL version, at least, he rides it while fighting Boolasses. For some reason. I couldn't really explain why that helps him. If anything, it would hurt because it's all icy there. Right, you're dealing with ice the whole fight, so it would make you slide around even worse than you already do. And I like how seamlessly it works in most of the mansion. There's a few parts where you can get a little stuck or you have to gain momentum to cross a little obstacle, like a scaffolding or something on the ground, but for the most part, it's very workable, even if awkward, and sometimes it's even to your advantage, like I said. Wasn't sure if that was going to hit him there. I'd love to finish him here, but he's probably got a little fight left in him. 15, that's fine. Yeah, once you have the health cushion, it's much easier. He's going to do the little stomach attack, no problem. Now, coming off this excellent performance, let's see if we can do the blackout with some gusto. He might do 2 together, but in that case, we have enough health to just face tank it, although this is almost impossible to avoid. I'm not even moving, but it's still gonna hit me. It's that one, right there. It's always like the one closest to him anyway, so I can't complain about that. What? I'm gonna miss it just on fear sucking, literally. Not my proudest moment, but it worked. Yeah, that's basically it. Then we just went from there to the ballroom. Oh, I don't know if the ballroom's in there either. I can't even remember. Let's do that too. I know the room with the mirror and the secret button where you unleash the booze is in my first part. It's even in my thumbnail. But I don't know if the ballroom is, so we'll do that just in case. I love that one thumbnail where I used Rubicante like it was EGAD who made paintings of your ghosts. I shared no hand in his perversities. Anyone who knows me knows Rubicante is one of my favorite characters from anything ever because he's so honorable. He heals you to full health even though he could have beaten you when in your weakened state just because he has too much honor. Or at least that's the implication, like he's willing to risk losing a fight just to fight you at your full strength. Oh yeah, let's keep going. And we'll do maybe the next 2 rooms that unlock the boo, I suppose. Or we don't have... Well, whatever. You can do one. See, you normally can't get this close before that animation happens, but the magical vacuum of destiny takes you there. Yeah, it's gonna be the left side now. This is normally the kitchen. Wait, what? Oh, you have to go in like the wall. Oh, do you have to do the bathroom too? Maybe that's something I... Oh, wow. I think that's something I'm forgetting too. Oh, and here's another problem. The fact that when you get hit by the exploding ghost, this is actually like a mechanical aspect of this hard mode is if you're riding the vacuum and you get hit by one of those, you can no longer move. Or you can move, but you can't go through a door. So you actually have to reset. So if you just beat a really tough room and you're going to save, you won't be able to because they just completely... It may as well be a one-shot. You just have to quit out. Kind of ridiculous. I guess if there's a mirror nearby, you could somehow escape that way, but... Really, again. You even lose some speed. It takes the gas right out of your vacuum. I don't know why his mouth was bugging out when we watched the intro the first time. You could see his teeth or something through it. His face kept glitching. Alright, let's go through here. Try not to get hit by the exploding thing. We can just back off and let him blow up and then come through. Nice mechanic. Between this, trying to climb over obstacles with your vacuum, and killing those purple ones who are immune to damage. That was one of the most amazing moments ever, where you realize you're going to have to use the element super strategically. Like, I just wouldn't give up the run in that well area, the room outside where you go towards the gym. The gym ghost. It was almost a moment where you're like, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to do this. But then I wouldn't be denied, and I used the element strategically. I forget what you actually even have to do here. Oh, this is actually a tough room too. I think all this I didn't actually upload because the audio's all messed up, so you can't even hear me. That was when I was not one quiet gamer, that was one really quiet gamer, or one silent gamer even. Actual ASMR. At least these ones you can see, which is good. This was a very frustrating room for me as well. If you just take your time... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sometimes the tracking on the flashlight is helpful, but a lot of the time it screws you up. It does it automatically, even when you don't mean to. It just kind of locks in on them. Okay, we would like to do that double take, but it's too tight of a room. This is the Gurgoth effect, where the enemies or the boss is half the size of the room, so you just lose to the room more so than the enemies. Whether that be the Smelter Demon in Dark Souls 2, or Gurgoth in Dawn of Sorrow, or... What's another good example? Capra Demon. People always complain about the size of the room. I don't know, I guess I don't mind Capra Demon that much in retrospect, but maybe at the time it was tough. Basically, you just kill the dogs and then he's a joke. I guess I'll tank it, even though there was absolutely no justifiable reason to do that. I love how I question my own decision-making as I'm doing it. That's my biggest mistake. Just follow your own advice. I never do, and that's why I struggle. If I did, I'd be perfect, but it's easier said than done, I suppose. And we tank it again. Nice, dude. Nice. Basically, try to get hit by literally everything possible ever. And if I don't follow that advice, I should do just fine. Okay, don't go for the first one, or the second one, right? Go for the third. Okay, okay. That was the second one, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. Are you kidding me, dude? You're doing pretty good, too. What the fuck? This is actually going to be annoying, then. Why am I going for it there? Like, I don't know how to... Take off a little bit and then give it up. Don't get knocked to the ground, and also... Don't give him a chance to hit you, which you just did. harder than the end of the game, apparently. Of course, I'm not nearly as in rhythm as then, but then again, if you try 50 times on every room... Okay, why don't we save it after this? I wasn't expecting this to be such a big deal. In fact, I forgot we even had to do this at all. That's kind of silly, but whatever. Alright, that's good. Yeah, permadeath run, by the way, of Area 1 and the beginning of Area 2. Let's just do 3 more rooms, right? The ballroom and then the... What's it even called? Where's the exploding one? He's not even there. The ballroom and the room where the boos escape from, although I don't know what it's called. If I don't go in further, will they not spawn? Maybe only one of them will spawn? Or maybe 2? No, that must be the 3rd one right there. Amazing, dude. I can't turn around in time. I'll take them both out before the other one spawns again. I don't give a shit, dude. Not quite, but you gotta know. You gotta pick your battles. That was a good take. And then you have to back off when the time is right. Okay, double together. You don't want that. You want 1 if he ever spawns. When they delay the spawn, then it allows the other 2 to catch up, which is incredibly annoying. They're on different spawn timers, so he should give me plenty of time here. Keep some distance between you, so try to stay on the opposite side of the room that you think they're going to spawn on. Even getting... See? Even getting scared by him pulls me towards him, because the vacuum just does that sometimes. It gravitates. It's always moving on its own. You're getting actually sabotaged by EGAD in this run. Okay, that was worth it. Let's show that excellent God Gamer performance that we got into towards the end of this run. Okay, that's not even worth it, given his HP. Taking those 2 together would be amazing. We could probably finish it off. Do we greed for it? It just doesn't work with these, though. They're too fast to get on you. If it was something else... Okay. 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 We're doing good, so let's not mess it up now. 13, he's dead. He's dead. I don't care if I get hit there. 169. It's not really worth finishing this guy off. 48. We should be able to do it, but this should be it, right? They wouldn't put more than 1 phase in a tiny room like this early on in the game, would they? I couldn't imagine. Especially when you start with 3 together. It's one thing if phase 1 is 1, phase 2 is 2, and then phase 3 is 3. But when you just start off full throttle like that, that's gotta be it. Yeah, I remember struggling on that quite a bit too. Just understanding the concept of backing off, which you never have to learn in the original game because you can just tank through it. Everything has so little HP. Even in the Hidden Mansion, that would still work. But it doesn't work when they have 200 HP, I guess, unless you're always taking them all together. Which is something I never really did. I guess I tried to do it a few times, but the idea, like, even on Van Gogh, suck all 5 together, right? Like, that way they can't hit you, but I feel like it's difficult to do, and especially with the vacuum kind of moving you around, it's a little bit easier when you can just stop and plant and let them kind of stack up on each other. Just be careful. We're doing this for purely cinematic purposes. Fuck off. It does make you want to go fast, too. Just the fact that... Well, the next room I know I did for sure, so that's not really an issue. I think these things stopped coming, too, but I could be wrong, just like the mice. And these guys are pretty passive, because even when they try to attack, their range is very small, and you have plenty of room to work in this place. Why don't we just leave those? Are these 3 different sets, or is this the same one we just took? So there might be as many as 6 of them. Interesting. Because those 2 in the middle never despawn. They're still there. We want this set first. We did have to take 5 of these on Van Gogh as well. Speaking of sucking 5 at once, yeah, try to get all these at once. Take their masks off at the same time. Get them to stand on each other. I'm sure somebody would be crazy god tier enough to be able to do that and make this, even this mode, easier. But the reason why it objectively doesn't work is because it just mechanically, you're not strong enough to take them for 200 without getting interrupted at some point. Like, you'll get knocked to the ground because they fight back. I guess it depends which type of ghost, but still. 14 HP, come on, can we make this count? I don't know what's even happening. They kind of stay in their own zone, so this must be the first set that I attacked so aggressively. And I like that wide ability to suck both. That's what she said. Fuck. You can suck their mask from very far away. Oh, give me some hearts though when I take you. I give you eternal rest and you don't even have the decency to give me a heart back? Come on. Double take. Just walk into him and get killed. Nice, dude. Okay, let's try that again. I'm obviously taking it very lightly, which you shouldn't do. In fact, I'm not so sure about this blackout. Whoops, wrong file. Although that is like a new game plus type of scenario too. Yeah, this doesn't even matter. Oh, we did the bathroom at least. Oh, we should be able to get the baby heart now. At least that's a good thing. I guess series like this are still suited for me, but ones where it's like permadeath or something very high stakes, like where you're under pressure, those I haven't been able to do lately at all. Any kind of permadeath is very tough for me. So I should try the same hard mode without dying once the entire way. But I just shown I obviously can't even do a floor. You just have to take it way more seriously than I'm doing. Now at least we'll have more health going in. And these are the last 2 rooms that I even want to do here. Fuck me. I always think I'm just going to walk right past them. So we don't want to go too far in the room. Can't we just take these 2 out first quick and then don't even worry about the rest? Take them out right now. I can't even get both together, man. I'm so bad. Don't get overzealous, but I am getting impatient. Wow. Kick a guy when he's down. Incredible. Let's get these 2 together. Why is it so hard now to get them at the same time when I did it before? I guess I just can't do it. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I think those little guys up at the top stop spawning, finally. See, that's when you're most vulnerable. Thankfully, these guys don't pounce, but any other case... What the fuck just happened? Was he attacking somehow? He was just like dancing. Let me just finish one off. Is that doable? He does give heart back, which is very nice. I do appreciate it. My god. These are just made doubly annoying by the fact that their mask comes back every time. Certainly not the most fun thing in the world. And he just takes you right into them like it's planned. You just gotta learn to let go earlier, I suppose. What's happening, dude? Since when do they chase like that? You just suck a little bit and let go, which is the hardest thing to learn, but you have to do it. You can't be so aggressive when they have 200 HP each. They each have double of your max health the entire game. Let's think about it that way. Of course, they can't take off as much of yours this quickly as you can, but... Good, keep him in the wall, keep him in the wall. That's one of my favorite techniques, too, where, like, you're mid-suck, and you don't want to let go of the suck, but you use the animation by letting go of the suck for a second, letting them pull you away to avoid an attack if there's another one about to hit you. It's a very, very cool thing to learn. Didn't use it a ton, but... Like, for example, now, if you steer it the right way, you won't ever be hit by the other ones. You might be knocked down to the ground because you're not putting up as much resistance as it wants you to, but Even that's fine because you're so far away. Got them both together. Now let him pull me, because he'll probably pull me the other way. He's strategically. Look at that, look at that, look at that. That's beautiful. Keep him on one side of the room. It works better in a big room like this, but it might be more necessary to do in smaller rooms. You typically get hearts when you double take, or at least when you take one while sucking another, even if you don't finish the second one off. And speaking of finishing both off together, can we do it in one shot? Probably not. Clearly, the only reason I didn't do that with the other ones is because we were afraid of running into these. That's why we didn't take the rest in one shot too. Kappa. I think I'm the only one who's actually done a series on this. You don't see anybody other's videos. You see plenty of like hidden mansion runs, but I haven't seen this, which is kind of a shame. I'd love to see some big streamer do it, like XQC or something. It'd be so hilarious. I'm not even saying he couldn't do it, it would just take a while. Forsen, somebody's got to be up to the challenge. I guess hard modes aren't really as vogue as they should be. If anything, speed runs are all the rage, which I'm not a big fan of. This should be the end, or is there more? Well, we have to take out the portrait ghost regardless. Oh, nice extra heart. They're dropping them even when I don't deserve them. There we go. I forget what you even have to do this one. You just have to wait for them to do like a move. I think you have to be standing on the thing. Almost like I have to turn the flashlight off. It's very hard to... There we go. Come on, come on. Take him in one shot. Yeah, I don't want to dick around with these clowns. The other room, I'm pretty sure, is where my actual upload series starts. So, we don't have to do it. Yeah, it must be, because why would I put it in the thumbnail? So that's a good little recap of an amazing hard mode, which we were reminded, I guess, of how hard it really is. We were humbled from our arrogance, just because we thought we beat the game like this, that it would be a cakewalk to come through the first area. Kind of like in Phoenix Wright, where I did the final day in trial against the Queen, permadeath, and then I come back and lose to the tutorial that I've already beaten doing that permadeath. Like, how does that happen? Sometimes you get ahead of yourself or overconfident. That's a perfect place to stop.